Let me welcome you to GFM Hypnosis. My name's Gary Madison, and during this video I'll be explaining exactly what hypnosis is, and more importantly just kind of removing those common misconceptions that people generally have about hypnosis. And the most common misconception that people have about hypnosis is the idea that as an hypnotist I've got some kind of special powers and I can control someone. Hypnosis doesn't give me control over anybody. If someone comes in to see me and that person doesn't want to change, if someone comes in to see me and that person isn't accepting what's being said, well, that person isn't going to change. It's not about me having control over you. You're in complete control throughout the session. In a way, I wish I could control people. If I could control people, I could say, and you'd see all over my website, guaranteed results, guaranteed to work. But that's not on my website because it's not about me having control over you. You're in complete control throughout the session. And also think of it like this as well. If hypnosis was a way of being able to control someone, let's imagine a bank robber. A bank robber would think, well, rather than me rob the bank, I'll learn hypnosis and someone else can rob the bank for me. Well, if that person would rob the bank in the normal waking state, they're not going to go and rob the bank in the state of hypnosis, because I say it's a state where you're in control throughout. And with regards to hypnosis, now it's going to feel it's a different experience from person to person. So I can never really say to people, this is what it's going to feel like, because one person's experience of hypnosis is going to be different than someone else's experience. But what I can do though is give you some ideas what it might feel like. What I'll always do is at the end of the session, is kind of when people open their eyes, I'll always ask people, what was that like? What did that feel like for you? Now for most people, when they kind of open their eyes and I kind of ask them, what was it like? What did it feel like? Most people afterwards will just say, for me, I just felt relaxed. And one of the things about hypnosis is you're not asleep. You're not unconscious. Kind of think of it for most people, they've got their eyes closed, they feel relaxed, still listening, still taking in what's being said. So for most people afterwards, they'll just kind of say, I just felt relaxed and was just kind of focused on those things you were saying to me. And for most people, that's what hypnosis will feel like, just a nice, relaxed state. Sometimes I've had occasions where people have opened their eyes and they've said to me afterwards, at any point if I wanted to, I could have opened my eyes. Well, yes, of course you can. You're not stuck in that state. As I say, it's a state where you're in control throughout. But most people have got their eyes closed, feel relaxed and just listening and just taking in then what's being said. For some people, it's the opposite. Some people will actually open their eyes and when I ask them, what was it like, what did it feel like? Some people afterwards will say, for me, when you was talking about that kind of things and talking about the benefits I'm bringing now into my life, it felt as if almost like a weight had lifted off me. And for some people, that might be hypnosis for them. Some people afterwards, when they open their eyes and when I ask them, what was it like, what did it feel like, might say, for me, when you was talking about the kind of things and talking about the benefits I'm bringing into my life, I could see myself like that. I could picture myself with that change. So for some people, it's almost kind of me saying the ideas, me saying the suggestions, and that person's kind of imagining themselves, kind of picturing themselves with that change. Some people at the end of the session will open their eyes and when I ask them, what was it like, what did it feel like, might say afterwards, for me, never felt any different. It just felt as if I had my eyes closed and that was it. I didn't feel relaxed. I didn't think anything was actually happening. It just felt as if I had my eyes closed. For some people, that will be hypnosis. Some people afterwards might open their eyes and they might say, I can't remember much of what he said. Not sure if I did fall asleep, and that hasn't always happened. One hasn't always fallen asleep. It can be normal, can be natural during your session for your mind to drift. You might start thinking about other things. If your mind does drift, it's fine, because your unconscious mind is still listening, your unconscious mind is still taking in exactly what is being said. If your mind does drift or you want to focus on the things that are being said, then just bring your attention then back to my voice so you can then just continue listening to the things that are being said. On some occasions, yes, I will actually get it where someone will actually fall asleep and they'll kind of snore all the way through and I give them a shake at the end of the session. But even on those occasions, as long as the person's wanting the things that are being said, well, it's still going in, the unconscious mind still accepting the things that are being said. Because one of the things about the unconscious mind is the unconscious mind doesn't sleep. Even when you are asleep, the unconscious mind still works, still functions. It's why you continue to breathe. It's why you dream. So yes, I've had those occasions where someone has fallen asleep during the session, but as long as the person's wanting things that are being said, the ideas and the suggestions are still getting accepted by the unconscious mind. Also as well, during your actual session as well, you don't have to stay completely still. If you feel uncomfy, just move. You are allowed to move. So that's generally what happens and generally how hypnosis generally feels for most people. Now, if you do have any other questions about hypnosis, if you do have any other questions about my services and about what's going to happen during your session, then please get in touch. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have.